So now we have our sprites cut up. If we go into here and we look at the monster, you'll see we have frame 1, frame 2, and frame 3. These other guys only have one sprite containing them. These are all the individual sprites now that make up our monster. Now let's talk about how we can animate him. So animation, setting up basic animation is pretty easy in Unity. All we're going to do is we're going to copy these 3 sprites. And oops, before I do that, let's find our camera. And we'll copy these 3 sprites and we're going to drag this into our scene. And when we do this, it's going to want to create a new folder. So in this case, it's going to create a new file called an animation. We'll call this animations. Open this up, and in the animations, we're going to call this monster animation. And now it's created a game object for us. So anytime we drag a sprite on, like you saw the knight, it'll create a game object for us. It also creates the sprite renderer. And in this case, because we did an animation, it created an animator. And it used this controller, which is what controls the animation, called monster_0. We can see in our animations folder that this is our animation we created. This is the controller that powers the animation. And it's important because we can add all different kinds of animations to the player, and we can leverage the same controller. And the way that this works is if we select our player, or our monster in this case, and we go to the animator, this animator is this monster_0 file. The animation itself is right here. Sorry, I had that reversed. This is the controller, the monster animation is the animator, and this winds up being our animation. So here you see it says monster_0. I can rename this. I got myself confused when I wrote this out. We can just write this as monster move as the name of the animation. It should update itself here. Let me get out of here and go back. Maybe it won't update itself. Refresh. I was having some weird networking issues earlier, but okay. Anyways, the idea here is that this is where we do our frame-by-frame animation. So we can actually drag these frames around. Oops, trying to get this back to where it was. If you had other artwork or other frames, you can simply drag an extra frame on and add that as well. You can delete them. Whenever you make changes to this, you'll see that it's red right here. It's red right here and here. It's telling you that you need to save the changes for the animation. We could preview this animation by hitting play. And actually, you'll see right here, see this little bit of, you only see it at certain resolutions, but you'll see this little white line that's flickering right here. That's because one of these animations is picking up the frame from the tooth next to it. So in order to fix that, you want to add a little bit of padding to your sprites. So that's a basic animation.